It's been now almost 2 weeks since the tragic news. In that time, you bump into people and they ask, how you doing? You okay? No. The depth of our grief over these days has been astounding. The magnitude of the calamity is what makes it just hit and hit and hit and hit. It's the news as it unfolded hour by hour, and then yet still day after day as new stories were told, new testimony, new photographic evidence, and the numbers mounted. And we live in beautiful weather, in peaceful surroundings among pleasant neighbors. And he asks, are you okay? And yes, of course we're okay, but we're not okay. I was very thankful for my work. I was very thankful for Project Amichai because it gave me something to jump into full bore with all of the planning and the organizing and the writing up of each project and just jump in and focus on doing, because every moment I was doing that, I wasn't just reading about someone else who had died and their story and their life for another hour after another hour. But now my work on Project Amichai has given way now to the team. There's 18 chairs who are right now reaching out to all the people who've registered so far. By the way, over 200 people have registered. If for some reason you don't know what I'm talking about, if you're new here tonight, these are 18 different projects in support of Israel and one another. You can sign up for 1, 2, or 10. It's for our temple members. But if someone asks Rabbi Elaine, she'll say yes. But it's not for, everybody in the world. It's for us to do and work together. And now that it's about to unfold and really begin in this week ahead, I find myself looking forward to it, not as leader, but now as just a fellow temple member and Jew who needs this. And there's projects that I very much am eager to start. And I'm grateful for Rabbi Elaine, because everything about this speaks of her. It was her brainchild. The fact that there's 18 is only she would be that ambitious and know how to raise up and tap really capable people with expertise in their field and know who they are. That's just hallmark Rabbi Elaine. But there's something else too. If she weren't here, I think I would have led something very similar to this with about 5 projects. And they all would have been action action projects. They would have been the writing letters to soldiers. By the way, that project has mutated because our chair reached out to the Friends of IDF, to get, the requirements, what they want, and this and that, and found out, they said, but can you also please write letters to the bereaved families? And of course, yes, we will. I would have been involved with raising money. I would have been involved with advocacy and getting, and all of the social action would be my go-to response, and it would have been right and appropriate. I don't think I would have thought of Rabbi Elaine's entire category of ritual response. And that is a little bit of the yin and yang of the Rabbi's Glickman, as she is much more of a traditionalist, and 90% of things, there's a few things we flip on, but that insight of how we would need ritual right now caught me by surprise, and now I find in the ones that I signed up for, among the ones I'm most eager. So what are some of the ritual items? The rituals, they are reciting our temple prayer every day. And I hear from members who haven't failed. They tape it to the fridge. One tapes it to her bathroom mirror so that when she wakes up in the morning, it's the first thing she does. We need that prayer every day. And to say a prayer that we know other people are saying really feels like our prayer is amplifying. But one that I'm really looking forward to is a fast day. And it was 100% Rabbi Elaine's idea. I never would have thought about it. And now I realize I need it. First, a word about fast days in Jewish tradition. What is this custom? Well, we know of Yom Kippur as a fast day, but if you look throughout our history, there have been many different kinds of fast days for many different purposes. Most of the fasting that we read about in the Bible was not communal, was not public, and was not fixed. There was only one fixed fast day in the Bible, and that was Yom Kippur. But individuals would fast in moments of desperation, moments when they sought a special, intense connection with God. They would fast for their prayers to be more authentic and better heard. And then, in times of great distress, of community-wide calamity or danger, the leader would step up and decree a fast for everyone. We see it in the book of Samuel. We were about to engage in war with the mighty Philistines, and the people were afraid. And so he assembled them in Mizpah. By the way, this war, coincidentally, is exactly where Gaza and its surroundings are right now. And he decreed a fast day so that everyone could prepare for the battle and what was ahead. but perhaps more familiar to us. There was a very similar fast in the Bible. That's a story we're more familiar with. And don't yell it out yet. Don't yell it out. You got it right, by the way, but don't yell it out yet. See if you can think of a story we know real well, where the heroine declares a fast when receiving dreadful news.
Esther.
Yeah, Esther. Hints were coming with the heroine. Yes, when Haman, gets Ahasuerus to issue that decree to exterminate the Jews, people individually fasted, it says, in the book of Esther. But then Mordecai comes and tells Esther, and she decrees a fast while she makes her plans to try to avert the disaster. Now, later on in our tradition, some of these fast days that were called for immediate moments became fixed. There's 4 of them that are on the regular Jewish calendar over the course of the year, including the fast of Esther every year before Purim, and most famously in the summer for Tisha B'Av. But it didn't stop the practice of having immediate temporary fast days, which would be dawn until dusk, in times of great calamity, when something awful has befallen us, or when we feared that something awful would happen. The chief rabbi of the area would decree a fast day, and the people would observe it together. From sunrise to sunset, you could eat before dawn, you could eat at night. People would be exempt for health reasons. Pregnant women and nursing women could be exempt if necessary, but otherwise, people engaged in the fast. I have never known of a fast being called in my lifetime. But 2 weeks ago was the worst single day for the Jewish people in my lifetime. The scale, the scope, the depth of this calamity. You hear the hardened soldiers and the leaders who came and witnessed Kibbutz Be'eri and said the only thing they could think of were the stories of their grandparents and the pogroms in Europe. If those times are upon us, then it's time to call a fast day again. Who am I to call a fast day? And then I think, I've been in this town 17 years. The rabbi with the second most tenure in all of Sarasota is Rabbi Shefrin with 7 years. If not me, whom? And so I announce tonight that our congregation will be observing a fast day on November 8th. It is a Wednesday. It will begin at sunrise at 6:45 a.m. and end at sunset at 5:42. It is not required of anyone, but I will tell you why I will be fasting. Because I'm not okay. I've been better the last few days than I was the first week, when I couldn't do anything else or think about anything else or enjoy anything. I find myself now able to laugh. Elaine and I went out to dinner for the first time 2 nights ago. We're starting to go into the world. But the thoughts keep coming back. If there's a quiet moment when I'm not busy, I just think about the captives. And what are they thinking? And where are they now? And how do they feel? I'm sleeping better now, sleeping through the night. Until last night, I woke up at 3:30 and just started reading the biographies of 100 different captives to learn about them, and I couldn't stop, and then it was 5:30. I'm going to do the social action, the work that we need to do to show our support and do what we can to help. But also, a human being needs ritual, needs something concrete to ground us. When a Jew loses a loved one, even if they don't follow anything, all of a sudden, they're doing all the rituals of mourning. It's like that. We need this. Something spiritual, something visceral, and to do it together as a community. It will be the first time in my life. I hope it's the last time. But it's what I read right now. And all 13 other of our projects. If you haven't registered yet, please do. Each captain is sending the instructions and the directions and beginning at the beginning of this new week ahead. So please sign up now. Let us support Israel, support one another. They need us, we need us.